Hi, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Evolving You, where we encourage you to embrace your next ram. I'm Danielle.
I'm Cardell.
And your favorite host. We're back again for a great topic. Last or 2 weeks ago, the topic was so great when we talked about the from little faith to risky faith. This week, I'm so hyped about the topic, so hyped. The topic today is the dangers of distractions. Me and Cardell, we were talking about this earlier, and I told Cardell, okay, stop, because you said all your good stuff. You got to save it for the podcast. Before, though, we jump in, I want to start off with a definition, because I'm big on definitions. I love to break down the meaning of a word. So let's talk about the meaning of distraction. It's a thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. So as you listen to this podcast, think about what is distracting you from your goal? What is distracting you from fulfilling your purpose? Because remember, in our first podcast of the year, we told you the word for the year is purpose. So think about, as you listen to us today and as you start to think about the distractions in your life and how they really are dangerous, think about what is keeping you from achieving that thing that's been on your vision board, from achieving that vision that you know you had for your business and for yourself and for your family. What's distracting you? So I'm going to hand it over to Cardell because Cardell was saying some good things earlier. So Cardell, just hop in with some of the dangers of distractions that you said you've experienced.
So I was telling Danielle earlier that one of the things that I feel like are a dangerous distraction is that sometimes we have people that come into our life and they say, you have your own project that you know that you really want to do. It's like, this is my child, this is my baby, this is everything that I want to do. So you're doing it, you're working, and then you see another idea pop up. Somebody says, hey, can you come help me do this? This would be a really good thing for you to do. And then you're sitting here like, okay, yeah, this sounds really good. But are you working both of them at the same time? Or are you just getting distracted by just doing that one thing that they want you to do? Because sometimes we have to have the conscious mindset of understanding that we can't let somebody else take you away from your dream. Because now you have incidentally, not even realizing it, you have put your dream to the sideline and now you're helping somebody else fruition their dream. Now, if that's what God is telling you to do, or if that's the direction that you really feel like you need to do, then that's fine. But if you're just doing it out of being nice, out of your flesh, because you really like this person or you want something out of this person, now you have misconstrued what you are really trying to do. While you could be working your dream and your vision, because is that person asking you, what can I do to help you grow? Because that's the main thing, because it should be a give and take type of deal. If they got a dream, you got a dream, okay, let's work this together. It shouldn't be a one-sided relationship. So that is an easy distraction in business, or even like a coworker at work. You're working on a project. You know that you have your project to do, but then all your coworkers be like, oh, I know you just so good at this. Can you do this? And now you done got distracted just trying to be a helping hand. And now you done got behind on your project. They paid you to do your job, not somebody else's. So those are the easy type of distractions that can really hinder you. And sometimes people get in these loops. And when you get stuck in that loop, it's hard for you to come out because now you're so used to always helping a person. Every single time this person asks for help, you're jumping there. You're not even thinking twice about what you need to do anymore because you're so concerned about them. But it's like, when is it going to be the time for you? I mean, that's just the real question. When are you going to make time for yourself to get yourself in position to do your dream?
Mm-hmm. While you were talking, I was thinking about something, and you know me, I like to throw wrenches in things. You were talking about the dangerous distractions of helping someone else and putting your vision on hold. And you said something very good there. You said, if you're helping them, are they then helping you grow? So I started thinking about something. Do you believe, is there a such thing as a purpose-filled distraction? Because while you were talking, I'm thinking, now, I know the topic of this podcast is dangerous distractions, but you just opened my mind to a whole new thing right now. Could there be a purpose-filled distraction out
It might be.
there? Because I just thought about it. And when you said that, they help you grow. And I guess one of the examples could be if you're trying to start your own business and you know another business owner. And while you're trying to build up their business, you're also learning from them and you're taking the tools that you're learning from them to go and build up your own business. But here it is. The key is not to get so caught up in pushing them forward that you keep yourself at the starting line. Like, don't forget to start while they're on mile 20. You're still trying to complete the first mile. What are you doing? Push yourself along, because I think they're really distractions. Obviously, they come to hinder us from our ultimate goals, and they come to hinder us from our ultimate purpose. But I feel like if we just look at distractions differently and handle it differently, because you were also talking earlier about perspective. It's how you're looking at this distraction. It's how we see this distraction. Is this distraction going to help me, or is this distraction going to hurt me? You have to then put yourself in the shoes of, am I going over here to help you because I just want to be seen, or am I going over here to help you because I know that you can then help me? Because let me not, I'm not, I don't want to downplay charity. I don't want to downplay that at all, because we love giving back. We love helping others. But there comes a point and a time where you have to learn how to say no, because sometimes your business, your dream, your vision has to come first. And if you keep saying yes to everyone else, then they're going to expect a yes. But then when you need them for your business, they have no problems with saying no. So with a distraction, you need to, I guess, pray before the throne to get some discernment. Get discernment for the distraction. You have to get discernment for the distraction. But I know I just hopped in and jumped all over that. But what's for you in your mind, purposeful distractions or purpose-filled distractions versus that dangerous distraction?
I feel like the purpose-filled distraction, because I'm sorry, I got literally distracted.
See,
A purposeful distraction, I kind of feel like, is that you kind of do under, like you were saying, is that maybe you are learning something in the process. Maybe you didn't have all the puzzle pieces, so you literally had to go through that whole thing of being distracted because you wasn't mentally ready for it, or because it was the point in time that you say, Jesus said, you know what, you are doing such a good job with what you're doing. I need you to take a mental break and help somebody else. So it really, like you say, I'm glad you said that, it really determines on this perspective of that you're viewing it and your discernment is telling you. Because sometimes that the devil might send in a distraction that's supposed to hurt you. And now this distraction can be a business, it can be a person, it can be a relationship. Say you just wanted to start your business and you are hyped up about it. You're ready to go. You're ready to do all these things. And then here comes a woman in my life that distracts me from the business. Now she's not helping me. She's not encouraging me. She's not telling me to go forward with it. She just wants me to give her all of my time. So now I'm being hurt by it. But it could have been that she came into my life to maybe distract me, but she's also benefiting me. So it's just like you have to really dig deep into the situation of, is this benefiting me or is it hurting me? Because then after you do that, then you're able to say, okay, now I need to cut this loose or I need to go forward. because it's that season. In 2021, we've gone through so much in 2020 that in 2021, I'm not going to be tolerating the same thing. If you do the wrong thing, the wrong way, at the wrong time, I'm sorry. Gotta cut you loose. As the song say, it ain't nothing to cut. You know the rest. But I mean, it is what it is.
I got too high. I get too high because that's my song. It ain't nothing to cut you off now.
I mean, it's just that season. You can't let something drag dead weight on you just because you think it looks good or they are appeasing that something looks good. Because now you're just getting distracted by the looks of it and not actually reaping the benefits of it. Okay, it looks nice. It's shiny. It's like this necklace. This necklace is shiny. It's perfect. But what is it really doing for me? Nothing. It's just here. It's just here hanging on my neck, maybe being a distraction to you, but it's doing nothing. The words that are coming out my mouth are giving more power and more addiction and more understanding than a necklace that might be glaring. So it's just like one of those things. As I guess that's why it's glaring today and doing a bunch, because it's the point of it may be a distraction. But you can't let this shining distract you from the words that are coming out of my mouth.
That's good. That's good. You cannot allow the shining objects to distract you from your goal. I found this quote online and it says, stop getting distracted by things that have nothing to do with your goals. And I was like, wow, because sometimes we get distracted by things just because somebody else is doing it. We're like, oh, let me just jump on a bandwagon and hop on with them. But if it has nothing to do with your goals, don't let it become a distraction. And my question to you now, Cardell, is how do you feel like, how do we avoid distractions? How do you avoid distractions? Can you?
That's a hard question.
It's so hard.
Because I feel like distractions are something that comes so smooth. It's like that smooth criminal. It's like that person that say, hey, how you doing today? You doing wonderful. That is great. And you looking real nice today. That's thank you so very much. And then now you done got distracted.
Ooh, that's how they do.
What you was about to say.
That's what they do.
Looking and you just like, you done said so much. And now you done took my wallet out of my pocket by all the things you done said. So
because you're distracted.
It's like sometimes we have to be in a distraction and know how to pull ourselves out of that distraction, I feel. Because like I say, you have to dissect your life. You should dissect your life on a regular basis. Is something that's taking so much of your time, is it really benefiting you? Is it really doing something for me? Because it's like when you do that daily reflection, then you're able to understand, okay, whoa, this is taking up too much of my time. They want me to do too much. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I signed up for. This ain't nothing that I was told that I had to do. But now you have to see, what am I benefiting from this? And if you're not, walk away. Like, people gonna get mad regardless if you do it right, do it wrong, if you stay, if you leave. Just remember, they will find somebody else. And if they don't find nobody else, it wasn't meant to happen. Point blank, period.
So true. And you walk away. There is a blessing in knowing when to walk away. There is a blessing in knowing when your time at a certain, if it's a job, when your time at a certain job, when your time in a friendship, sometimes it's a blessing in knowing when to walk away. When you're no longer growing, I am reading Michael Todd's Relationship Goals. Shout out to him, because that book has opened, like, it has kind of sort of opened my mind to a whole new way of looking at relationships. And not just relationships for me with another man, but relationships for, like, with my family members and relationship with friends. Like, it's helping me dissect friendships. And even with my partnership with Cardell in this business, it's really helping me dissect all of my relationships. And it's helping me understand, if a certain relationship is not pushing me towards my purpose, I don't need to be in it. No matter how you got involved, no matter who pulled you in, no matter how they pulled you in, no matter how much money is paying you, it could be paying you millions of dollars, but if it's stressing you out and you're not growing, you have to say, okay, I love the money, but I love my sanity more. Like I love myself more. Because in this book, I'm learning as we dissect relationships here and we dissect distractions, that sometimes, as you said earlier, people can unknowingly be a distraction. And you don't realize they're a distraction because, oh, that's just my friend. We've been friends since high school. I've always been around them. That's just how they act. That's just what they do. They don't do this. So if they don't do it, I'm not going to do it. But I don't realize I'm not doing it because they're not doing it because we're so close and we just been tight for so long. We go back like four flips on Cadillac. So we cool like that. I got to do this because they doing it. We don't realize that maybe they're distracting you from something. Maybe they're distracting you from your full potential because they aren't willing to go out there. They're not willing to take that jump or take that dive, but you are. And every time you want to do it, you go tell them, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. And they say, oh, that's crazy. Why'd you want to do that? You then let that opinion influence your next move. You have to understand that relationships that we're in every day can be a distraction. So analyze the people you're around. I'm not telling you to cut your friends off today. I'm not telling you to cut off family members. I'm just saying you have to realize the best way to handle each person. You can't tell everybody your business. You can't tell everybody your vision because they can't handle it. You can't tell everybody, oh, I just got blessed the other day because then they may be jealous. You have to really scope the room, scope your circle, check your circle, and see who is a distraction, who is pushing you towards your purpose, and if they're not pushing you towards your purpose, is their relationship worth being in? I could talk with everybody about Michael Todd's book, but it's just helping me understand the different relationships and how distractions can really pop up without you knowing it. And I'm like, oh man, it's some stuff I didn't even realize with that. But I don't know, Carter, have you ever like had a moment where I'm not asking you, let me preface this by saying, I'm not asking you to out anybody or talk about anybody. Have you ever had like one of those moments where you just had to step away from a friendship or even a family member, not step away from your family, but just say, you know what, maybe I should keep my distance a little more out. Maybe I shouldn't share that with you because you're not ready for the next realm I'm going to.
Okay. We praying. I would say that it wasn't too much of that they were distracting me, but I had a situation where is that sometimes we get in our emotions, or sometimes we realize that how much that person is emotionally draining us. And then during that situation of the emotional draining, what am I getting from it? Because it's like we may not even realize that they may not be saying words, but they may be pouring something onto you or be in a conversation with you. And when they're doing all of this, it is distracting you because now they done lay all their burdens on you. Now you're too tired to do anything else. You don't want to talk to nobody because they done lay their whole life on the table. But in the end, it's a full distraction. So it's like I've had those moments where I kind of like had to back away from some situations. And when I backed away from them situations, I feel like I got my healing from it. I feel like even though I miss maybe seeing them, talking to them, or whatever the case might be, I had to really figure out what was best for me. And it wasn't that it was nothing wrong that they did. It was my own personal things that were distracting me. They wasn't really a distraction, but sometimes we have stuff that we're fighting on the inside that causes a distraction. So it's like you got to watch who you talk to, what they're pouring into you, and in the process, what is stopping me from still pushing on? Because it's like we get caught up, like I say, in emotions and feelings. Life happens. But you got to know that those emotions, you got to push past those so you can actually maybe deal with the person that can possibly help you get out of your distractions. Because sometimes people can pull you out of it. But it's the whole point of where are you mentally at that moment in time?
For sure, for sure. I definitely 100% understand that. And I will like piggyback off of what you're saying. Sometimes, like like you were saying, that person that you've always been around, it will be some hurt to let go. You know, it will be some hurt to step back. And we're not gonna lie to you. If you decide to put some distance between you and the person who you feel like is distracting you in this season, it will hurt, especially if that's somebody you've been cool with for a while. Man, it will hurt because you sometimes, because we are so emotional, we feel like the person who has been our ace since day one should be there no matter what. You should always be pushing me. You should always, want the best for me. But I've learned with some friendships, it's not that they don't want the best for you, is that they just can't see how you're getting there. They just can't see the next level. They want the best for you most times, but they just can't see how you're going to go from where you are now to this big grand vision that you have. And that's okay, because your vision is not for everyone else to see, but you have to understand that you cannot let them distract you from your vision just because they don't see it. And you have to understand that you can't let your emotions control you and get so hurt when you have to distance yourself. Y'all can still talk, y'all can still be cool, but distance yourself in a way of, okay, I know I can't tell you this vision, or I know I can't tell you everything about what I'm planning and working on because I don't want to plant a seed and me water it and then you go back and kill it. Or I don't want to give birth to a vision and trust you to take care of the baby after I gave birth to the vision and then you neglect it. We don't need vision neglect. We don't need that. I don't need you coming and hurting what I have now birthed, what the Lord has given me a vision and He's helped me fulfill the vision. And now I'm trusting you with it because we friends. Listen, it is not the season. As Cardell said, we cannot in this season allow our emotions, because we're so connected to someone that we don't want to hurt them. We can't let our emotions of not wanting to hurt them hurt us. Because it can hurt you in the long run. It can hurt your vision. It can hurt your dreams. It can hurt your purpose. I've talked to so many people who said, man, I wish I would have. Don't be a wish I would have in December of 2021. Be a I'm glad I did. Change your I wish I would have to I'm glad I did. Oh, no, preach. I just got excited. I'm done. And we can end the podcast right there. That'll preach.
All honesty, it's all about your perspective.
All about it.
You have to look at your situation and adapt to that situation and change it. And it was one thing, like Daniel was saying, is that it's going to hurt, but you have to know the process. It's a process to how it hurts. If you just try to separate from them all of a sudden, I'm not going, like, it is what it is. I'm going to say test them. Test your friends. Test your circle. Tell a dream and see how they respond. If they respond with, oh, do you think that's good? Do you not think that's good? And it might be a bad idea. I'm not going to say that it's all a good idea what you're talking about either. But if you know that you've done the research, everything checks out, and then you say to them, this is my dream, and they don't support you, that person might be a distraction in your life. And it may not be just for your business, but look at your overall life of how you may have spent it with that person. Because I know, like, with one of my best friends, like, I tell him, like, I got my business, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, what can I do? How you doing this? How you doing that? How are we going to get this money in 2021? Like, even one of my other friends, like, she was just like, I'm proud of you and everything that you're doing. Just let me know what I need to do. Like, if you need me to come on and work and do some stuff, I'll come on and work and do some stuff. So it's just like, if you got that type of motivation and they got that type of energy, they're not a distraction. Those are the type of people that you need to put in your life so they can maybe help you see distractions come into your life. Because it's like, we have those certain friends that are going to come in your life that are going to be ride or die no matter what. And they are going to be able to pull you out of your distraction. Like, oh, do you really think that's something good? Do you think that person is good? Do you think you should still be doing that? Like, what are you doing with this? What are you doing with that? You need an accountability person to take you out of those dangerous distractions. Designate that person, find that person, and entrust everything in that person. And that person is going to be the one that's going to keep you in check. Because once you find that accountability person, they are always going to keep your dangerous distractions in check. You won't have to doubt it. You're going to know when they say it, they coming from a sweet place in their heart. You know their mind is right. They ain't trying to flex. They ain't trying to take your dream. You know that they are literally just trying to see your dream come into fruition.
For sure. And when you were saying that, here we go. I just want to hop into real quick. If you, how to not avoid distractions, but how to, I guess, work your way through a distraction, work your way through that process. Because to be honest, I mean, we're all human. And as long as we're going to be on earth, there will be distractions. Your phone is a distraction. Your family can be a distraction. Netflix can be a distraction. You can binge watch a whole show in one day and then where did the Saturday go? I mean, everything can be a distraction. You walk outside and there are distractions everywhere. There are distractions in your home. So how do you keep yourself on track when those distractions come? I would say one thing for me that has helped is I like to plan out my day, one. So write down everything that you know you need to do in a planner. And as Cardell said, an accountability partner. Me and Cardell, we text all the time. And we say, hey, what do I need to do? What was I supposed to do? What's on the list for today? You need someone helping you. Not that you need a babysitter. Sometimes you do. Not that you need a babysitter, but you just need somebody to keep you on track and say, did you do that? Oh, I forgot. It happens to me all the time. Cardell be like, did you do that? I forgot. Doing it right now. You just need someone to keep pushing you because sometimes we allow our everyday life to become a distraction. We allow our job to be a distraction. Oh, I gotta go home, gotta take care of the family. That's now a distraction because you have put yourself on a back burner. So one thing that I would encourage you all to do, get a planner, plan your day, write your goals. Me and Cardell, we are huge fans of vision boards. Get a piece of paper or a poster board, however you want to do your vision board. Write your visions on there. And not only write the vision, but have some goals, goal dates. Like by April, I want to do this, or by May, I want to do this. Have those target dates because those target dates are like small finish lines. And every time you cross that line, you know that you're closer to the greater goal. I feel like those things can help you not avoid the distractions. I don't know why I keep saying that, but they can help you work your way through the process of a distraction because we know that they're going to come. Even when we record this podcast, distractions come. But we have a set time every week to say, this is when we're going to record. We took time to plan out the topics. You have to be intentional about your vision. And when you're intentional about it, then you can't, I guess, leave it to the side because you know, I have a goal in mind and the only way I'm going to get to my goal is if I keep working. The only way to get to the finish line is if you keep going. You can't stop mid-race and expect to get to the finish line. Let that marinate.
Right. And one word that just popped in my head when you said that is priority, priority, priority. Like you have to have your priorities in order. Once you have your priorities in order, you ain't got to worry about nothing else. Everything should be straight. And like she said, you got your accountability partner, you don't want it down in your planner. So you have too many checkpoints for you still to be distracted. And then if you are still distracted during that point in time, like, yeah.
You just don't want to do it. You just don't want to do it. If you are still distracted, then you're not about that life for real. You just don't want to do it. Just, you like the idea of your vision, but you don't want to work the vision.
And you can't expect that your vision is just going to happen just because you say it. I mean, it's words and power, but at the same time, you still got to put some work behind it. You still got to do everything that you got to do because like sometimes you got to plan this out, plan that out. And even if it gets off schedule, still replan it. That's it. It's that simple. Like, don't get distracted of, oh man, I didn't do it when I was supposed to. Oh, I done messed up. You done got distracted because you got in your feelings. Like, be like, okay, I'm for the boss up, I'm for the G up. Deep breath. Okay, let me figure out another time. Okay, let me move this, let me move that. Oh, okay, let me maybe do it at 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock at night, but you still gonna get it done. Like, you got to turn your grind on 24/7 if you really trying to accomplish your goal. If you really want your goal.
There are some days I would set my alarm clock to wake up 30 minutes earlier just so I can get something done. If you got to interrupt your sleep for one day out of the week, do what you have to do. And of course, it may seem uncomfortable. Running a marathon is never comfortable, but it's the accomplishment at the end. It's the victory at the end of you saying, I achieved it. That's the reward of you saying, I achieved it. The reward is not running. I mean, if you enjoy running marathons, may the Lord be with you. But for me, I don't ever remember me saying, oh man, I enjoyed running that 5K. I do the 5K to push myself to say I can do that. And at the end, I'm like, okay, I did it. And that's the joy of it. Crossing the finish line, that's the joy. And I feel like that's what this podcast is here to help you do. We want to help you embrace your next round and get to that finish line, because we can't stop mid-race. We cannot stop mid-race. What is it, February? We can't stop in February. We have the whole rest of the year to keep going, keep pushing, keep striving for greater.
Right. And then, like, one thing that I want y'all to always remember, now that you know that distractions are dangerous, prepare for it. Because when you know something is dangerous, you're going to always prepare for it. Before somebody goes into battle, they're going to have everything that they need. They're going to have either a weapon, they're either going to have a strategic plan, they're going to have everything laid out because they know what they're walking into. So a distraction, think about this. A distraction is something that we never know when we're really walking into it. So you have to always be ready. And like we like to say the quote, be ready so I don't have to stay ready so I don't have to be ready. So when you walk into that distraction, then you already understand, I have all my tasks, I have my strategy. This is not aligning up with my strategy. And I understand life happens, situations, things get moved. But replan. Don't let that thing that distracted you that day hold you back from where you're going. So pack your utility belt, grab your backpack, and let's hustle through. Because you got to backpack through some things to really get the outcome that you truly need in your life.
I'm going to make that a shirt. That's good. Backpack through some things. You got a good one. You said some good things today. Before we go, I want to leave you all with another quote. And if you want to go to our website, TransitioningYou.com, we did a few blogs on focus on the focus, embrace the pace. We have so many good words on that blog. That was good. That was good writing. But before we leave, I want to leave you with this quote. Focus on where you want to be, not where you are or where you were. Focus on a focus. Focus on where you want to be. Because if you focus on where you want to be, then it's going to help you get there. But if you keep looking at the past, you're going to stay in the past. If you keep looking at your right now, you're going to stay stuck in your right now. So focus on the vision, focus on your dream, focus on how to get there. How am I going to achieve that? And we're going to get through this together, because again, by December 2021, we will not say, I wish I should have. We're going to say, I'm glad I did. Carter, you have anything else to add?
Yeah, and then one more thing. Always remember the perspective. I'm going to drop perspective in every single next video, because it's all about your perspective. It's how you view the distraction. It's how the distraction affects you, because it's all built on your reaction. If you are in a situation where you know it's bad, or you know a situation is good, put your mindset on the correct thing. Like, okay, this is happening for a reason. I got delayed from work for a reason. Don't get stressed out about it. Don't get in your feelings about it, because then at that moment in time, now you mess up for the rest of the day. Don't be one of those people that get mad and you stay mad the rest of the day because one thing happened. You have to change your perspective of, oh, I'm late for work today. Oh, I tried my best to get here, but I guess God blocked the wreck. He blocked me running off the road. So many things could have happened to me. Somebody could have robbed me, but I just delayed the time. Just because something is delayed don't mean it's not going to happen. So just change your perspective of how you view your distraction, and know that that distraction, is it there to hinder me, or is that distraction there to help me? And once you figure that out, life is going to be a lot better for you, because you have to view everything in a different perspective, because the old way is out the window. Because if we were still in old ways, we would not have cell phones, we would not have a Facebook, we would not have iPads. So you have to literally evolve with the times. You can't be stuck in the past.
So true. Don't confuse your delays as distractions. The moral of the
Because you're
story,
going to your next round.
right? The moral of the story here is, don't confuse your delays with distractions. The Lord never said, no, maybe he said not yet. You just took it as a distraction. Like, oh, it didn't happen right now. Don't confuse your delays as distractions. This is good. I always enjoy our podcast. I feel like, as we were saying earlier, if just one person is touched, if one person is motivated, if one business is started, if one book is written from this, I'll be satisfied. But don't keep all this greatness to yourself, right? Like, share, comment, share with your family. And we do, as always, appreciate your support. Many of you are watching this on YouTube, but we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify. Shout out to us. We're out here. You can definitely share it if you like to listen to your Apple Podcasts. Go search for the Evolving You podcast, download it, and then share that with your friends. You can just share that with a text message. So that's real easy. You have no excuse. Don't let another podcast distract you from sharing something good. That's all I'm saying. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Deal with that.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. But as always, we thank you for watching. We thank you for your support. And do not forget to embrace your next round. Bye, guys.
Bye.